And y'all are still at Kelvin's house at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what was he saying?
Juan?
Yeah.
On the phone with Riley.
Mm-hmm.
So he pretty much told him. So I think he called about twice and Riley didn't answer. I know by the third time, I'm not sure if it was Riley called back or Juan got in contact on that call. But I know it was around like the third try or something like that.
Okay.
He picked up and he was just pretty much telling him just to leave me alone and to stop texting me, stop calling me, stop hitting me up. And then it just kind of went left from there.
Mm-hmm.
Riley started yelling, they started cursing at each other in Spanish. Juan would get out the car. At that time, we had pulled out of Calvin's house, but we were still in his complex, like at the exit of it, parked to the side.
Okay.
Juan would get out. He would put the phone on speaker when he got in the car, and he was just yelling at him just to leave me alone, and just going at him like, "You dog, stop texting my girl." Riley would start cursing him out and telling him a whole bunch of stuff. He was telling him, you know, you're a man, she wouldn't be texting me, she wouldn't be talking to me, you ain't nothing. And then he started talking about, I'm from Queens, and naming the street he grew up on. I don't remember, but I think I told Alden in the night of. He was just like, I'm from such and such street, I'm from Queens, you don't want this, and just a whole bunch of like, just getting rah-rah with him, like loud. And Juan just kept saying, I don't care where you're from, just leave my girl alone. It don't matter, you from New York, I'm from New York too. And he was like, it doesn't mean anything. And then Riley was like, so what you want to do about it? And, you know, Juan was like, what do you want? What do you mean what you want to do about it? Like, pretty much leave her alone, stop hitting her up. And then they just kept going from there. And then Riley kept saying, what you want to do about it? I could be like in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, he said. He was like, I could be there in 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and whatever. So he was like, where you at? And Juan was like, I'm in Gastonia. And he was like, I'm in Gastonia too. Tell me exactly where you want to meet or where you at. And I'll be there in 10, 15 minutes. I'll be there. And then he was like, let's meet up. And then they agreed to meet up at the QT. When we left his brother's house, we drove in the direction of the QT, but we passed it to go to his friend's house. We stopped by Juan's friend's house. You want the whole thing all over again?
Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure that I'm keeping up.
Okay.
So if you don't mind slowing down just a little bit for me. So Riley was asking Juan, what do you want to do about it, that he could be there in 15 minutes. They were kind of going back and forth, and then, Juan says, just meet me at the QT.
No, Riley came up with the idea to meet up there. Juan pretty much throughout the conversation just kept telling him, I don't care where you're from, just leave my girl alone. Like, that was the main thing that he was saying. But Riley's like, what do you want to do about it? I can be there. You want to meet, and he suggests, to meet at the QT. Yeah.
Okay. And then, and Juan agreed. But he goes to his friend's house. Yeah, so we passed the QT, we go to his friend's house. First they agreed on what QT, he asked them what QT, and then they agreed on the one on Broad Street, right? Across it. So then Juan drives to his friend's house. What's his friend's name?
I know him as Moose.
Okay. Do you know like where Moose lived?
No, honestly. I know it's by the courthouse a few blocks down.
Okay. But so it's near courthouse.
Yeah.
A few blocks down from courthouse.
So we go in, he pulls up, he takes the phones, he gets out, they were outside, so he goes and he talks to him, and they're just sitting there talking, and then one just comes back in the car and we leave.
So he takes phones to talk to Moose. Do you have Moose's contact info or know how to get it? Like, if you, like,
maybe
do you
his
think...
brother.
Yeah? Okay, Kelvin might be able to do that. I'd just be interested in speaking with Mr. Moose. Just to get his perspective of the, what was going on. So he takes phones, talks to Moose. They talk for a few minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't even long. He got back in the car and we left.
Okay.
So we drive back towards that, and then he decides, he's like, okay, so let's go in. he pulls into the QT and he asks me if I see Riley or if I know what, if he's there or whatever. And I'm like, no, I don't see him. I don't see anything here, whatever. So then we leave immediately, and one is like, let's go. I got my daughter at home. And just as soon as we're pulling out of the QT, Riley calls, and Juan ignores the call, and then he calls again, and Juan tells me to pick it up and tell him to just stop, but I chose not to pick up the call. I just left it alone, and then Riley calls again, and Juan was like, I was at the QT, he wasn't there. Riley was like, I'll be there in 10-15 minutes again or something like that, or I was there. Riley said, when they agreed to the QT, Riley said he'll be there again in 15 minutes. When Riley called when we left the QT, Juan said, I just left the QT and I didn't see you there. Mm-hmm. And I guess Riley was asking him and telling him that I'm here now or something like that. And Juan was like, well, I'm on my way home. You know where I live.
Okay. So when y'all are leaving the QT, Riley called. Juan doesn't answer. How many times did Riley call?
I want to say it was about 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
It was either 2 or 3 times, I'm not sure.
And he wasn't, y'all didn't answer?
Yeah, Juan didn't answer the phone. Then Juan told me to answer, and I said I wasn't answering it either.
Okay. So then Riley calls again, and Juan does answer?
Then he does pick up, yes.
Okay. So at that point, Riley's like, I'm here, where y'all at?
And Juan said, I was just there, he wasn't there.
Okay. Okay, so is Riley saying come back to the QT?
No.
Or at that point, Juan said, I was there and I left, you know where I live.
And then the call was kind of ended from there.
Okay.
He hung up.
So whenever that part happens, y'all are already, y'all are pulling back into your place. Or y'all are
driving home.
Yeah.
We literally
were
just leaving the QT area.
Okay.
We were still in East Long before we even turned into it.
Okay. So that part was pretty quick. And then y'all get back home, no more stops.
No, so we go straight home. He pulls the car in close all the way towards the back house a little bit. Excuse me. And I get out, I grab my son, and then Juan comes behind me, and we walk up the porch, and then he takes the baby from me. He said he didn't have the keys if I had the keys. And I said no, so he told me to go back to the car and get the keys.
Okay.
So he took the baby from me, and then I went back to go get to go get the keys in the car. And then as I was searching for the car keys, I hear a car pull up and loud music playing.
Okay. So you got out, Juan comes up too. And, he picks up
He takes my son from me.
Okay.
And he tells me to go get the car keys. Because he didn't have them.
So while you're down there at the car at the bottom of the driveway, you hear the music and...
A car pulling up.
It's the white car, Ms. Riley. Okay, so you're down there, your car pulls up, Juan's on the porch with y'all's son. What happens then?
So I heard I heard the car, I heard the music playing, so I looked up, and at first when I looked up I didn't see anybody, I just heard loud music, and then I looked up again and I seen Riley get out the car walking towards like my side, so like around the car, you know, the driveway, and then I see Juan coming down, so then I just immediately ran up to them.
And when Juan's walking down, does he have your son still?
No, he had my son on the porch.
Okay, so your son's on the porch, Juan's walking down alone, you know, toward Riley. So what happens from there?
So once I see that it's Riley and I see them walking to each other, I kind of go up there and I immediately stand in between Juan and Riley. And then I just tell Juan, like, come on, let's go, don't worry about it or whatever. And then I guess somehow throughout that way, Juan sees Riley's gun. And they're exchanging words, and Juan is like, I'm not going to fight you with that in your hand. You got a gun, and I'm pretty sure you have a license for it or something of the sort like that.
Okay, so Riley's holding a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And Juan says he wouldn't fight Riley while he's holding it.
While he has the gun, yes.
And the car's still at the bottom of the driveway?
Yes, at that time it was.
Okay. So he tells Riley that he's not going to fight while he's holding the gun. What happens from there?
So then, once he mentions the gun and he wasn't going to fight him, I turned towards Riley and I said, just go, like, my kid is here, just go, like, just leave. And I kind of pushed him a little bit, like, on his belly, because they were, like, pretty close. Like, I was right in between the both of them. So, like, as soon as I turned around, he was right there. So I just pushed him and I was like, just go. And he had his shirt lifted up like this. And he had his gun right here.
Okay. So, like, in his hand still?
Yeah, it was still in his hand, but, like, if he was gonna, like, if he pulled it out of his front pocket, you know.
Yeah.
But,
so his shirt's lifted. And
I kind of, like, shoved his belly, and I was like, just leave.
So he kind of had his gun, like, right here.
Yes.
Like he's holding on to it.
He had it in his hand here.
Yeah. It's kind of like he had just pulled it from his waistband.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're pushing him back. You say, tell him just get out of here, leave. What happens then?
He just looked at me. He was like, "You knew this was gonna happen, or something like that. Or this is gonna happen."
So that's what Riley's saying.
Yeah. He looks down at me. He said, "You knew this is gonna happen, or this is gonna happen." Something of the sort, like that. So then I just turned back to Juan and I just kind of pushed Juan away, and I'm like, "Just let's go, let's go." At that time, I kind of got him pushed away, and he started walking down the driveway. And somewhere throughout that, the neighbor came outside, and she started yelling for him to leave, to get his car, to just leave.
So Juan goes down driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbor comes outside.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, nobody's actually thrown a punch. Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. And your neighbor's telling Riley to leave.
Yeah, just like leave, go, and then Riley starts yelling, and he's like, he's a woman beater, he beats on his wife every day, call the cops, he's beating his wife, call the cops. And then Juan yells, and he's like, yeah, call the cops, he got a gun. And then somewhere in between that time,